This lesson, we're going to see if we can convert between the systems. Right? We're not going to just stay in the matrix or the US measurement. So from one to the other. The first example, and also we're going to see if we can convert it from the different temperature also. Right? That's what we see here. So let's look at the first example. First example, you have 400 meters and trying to compare that with yard. So 400 meter over 1, and you need to multiply. You're trying to change to yard, right? So let's see if we have compares between yard to the meter. Yard to the meter is right here. So that's what you're going to multiply. And when you multiply that, it will be 1 yard over 0.9144 meters. This way, your meter will be disappear and your unit is going to be yard. So it will be 400 divided by 0.9144 yard. And when you plug in that into the calculator, you get 437.45 yard. So not much different than the comparing unit from the US measurement, right? You just need to make sure the right fraction form that you're going to multiply in order to change from one to the other units. Right? Let's look at the second one. And example 2. This is changing from, this looks long word problem, but basically once you read it, you understand what they are asking you to do is the weight of the patient, which is 205 pounds in 2 kilograms. And they want you to round nearest the hundreds, right? So it means 2 decimal place. So let's see. You have 205 pounds. You wanted to convert this into the kilograms. So make sure we divide by pounds, so the unit will be disappearing, right? So let's go back to our table. Pounds to the kilogram is right here. Pounds to the kilograms, weight, mass, right? So that's the unit you're going to write. So that gives you 0.4536 kilogram is in 1 pound. So it means you're multiplying those two numbers, right? It'll be 205 times 0.4536 kilograms. You will end up getting 92 points. Round to the 2 decimal will be 99 kilograms. If I give you a little detail, it comes out to be 92.988. And when you want it to round to the hundredths place, if this number is larger than equals to 5, this hundredth place value will get bigger, one value bigger. If this number is smaller than 5, then it will stay as it is, right? So because it was 8, this 8 become 9. That's how you get 92.99, rounding to the nearest hundreds. What about example 3? It looked like for the potluck, 5 gallons of lemonade is needed, right? 5 gallons of lemonade is needed. But when you went to buy the lemonade, the unit was the liters. And they wanted to know how many containers you need to buy in order to make 5 gallons of lemonade. So what you need to do is converting gallon into the liter and see when we divide by 6, to figure out how many cans that you need to buy. Right, so let's do that. So 5 gallons. You wanted to convert it into the liters first. And gallons to liter units is 3.785 liters over 1 gallon. Again, where it come from? It was from the unit comparison, right? Gallons to liter, right here. So then, when you replace that, you should be able to get rid of the gallon, only liter remains. You do 5 times 3.785, you end up getting 18.925 liters. So you wanted to know how many 6 liter is inside there so that you know how many cans you're going to buy. So it comes up to be 3.15. So since you cannot buy 1.15 cans, you wanted to get 4 containers. You will have some left over, but it will make it 5 gallons. Right. Next 2 example is converting the temperature. Remember the formula from before, right? The formula we had, let me write it with the red. F is equals to 1.8 C plus 32. And if you wanted to convert the other way around, C, Celsius, is equals to F minus 32 over 1.8. So that, with that formulas, if we wanted to do example 4, you have 18 degrees Celsius. Oh, that's not a formula, so I'm not going to use the red mark. 18 Celsius. Let's see if we can convert that into Fahrenheit. And we also have 32 degrees Celsius that you need to convert into the Fahrenheit. So convert into Fahrenheit, look like you're going to use this formula because Celsius is given, right? So you can find the Fahrenheit. Then we will have 1.8 times 18 plus 32. You do the multiplication first, right? You do multiplication first and then add. You end up getting 64.4 Fahrenheit. What about 32 degrees Celsius? You do the same thing, just replace it into C place. Gives you 89.6 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's how you're going to change from Celsius to Fahrenheit. What about the next one? Example 5, bottom line. They want you to change 101.5 degree Fahrenheit into the Celsius, right? And we're going to use these formulas because we're trying to figure out what Celsius is going to be, right? What the Fahrenheit given. So it will be 101.5 minus 32 divided by 1.8. This is going to be 69.5 divided by 1.8. Depends on what types of calculator you're using. You should be able to plug in everything at once. When you do that, if it's just a scientific calculator, you wanted to make sure you have a parenthesis. If it's a graphing calculator, then you will not need it, but you need to differentiate numerator versus denominator if you have more than one term, numerator or denominator. Otherwise, they will just divide the middle numbers, right? And when you do the divisions, you end up getting 38.61 degrees Celsius. So this is how we're going to change one unit to the other units.